Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Comic Book Nostalgia. I'm CB Nostalgia and we have a little bit of an update for the She-Hulk. Now, as many of you know, we're just about a week away from She-Hulk Attorney at Law. The character is finally making her long-awaited MCU debut, and from all the trailers and clips we're seeing, this show looks to be a winner. Now, the She-Hulk in the Marvel Universe has a really long history, and quite honestly, it's hard to find a Marvel character who has been on more variations of teams than the She-Hulk. Throughout her long history, she's been on various teams including the Avengers and the Fantastic Four, but in recent times, she was part of a team known as A-Force. Now, there have been a lot of rumblings over the years that A-Force could assemble in the MCU. We actually got that little teaser clip in Avengers Endgame, but since then, we haven't really heard a lot, well, at least from Kevin Feige. Quite honestly, several of Marvel's stars, including Elizabeth Olsen and Evangeline Lilly, have both approached Marvel Studios about developing an A-Force project, but we've never gotten any official details. But now Tatiana Maslany, the She-Hulk herself, also has shared some of her hopes for that to happen. Now, during this year's San Diego Comic-Con, she did lots of press interviews, and during one of those interviews, she actually revealed she's awfully enthusiastic about taking up the lead for an A-Force team in the MCU. When she was actually asked about being the superhero lead for the A-Force team, she said,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
If you're listening
Yeah,
to this,
Kevin, where's Kevin? Kevin, hire me.
Now, quite honestly, this is an expected answer, but reading into this a little bit, it does suggest that Maslany has long-term plans to be the MCU She-Hulk. Now, if you're unfamiliar with A-Force, they are fairly new in Marvel Comics. They actually were spun out of the Secret Wars event in 2015, which is pretty interesting, and is composed of multiple Marvel female heroes. Now, traditionally in the comics, it's been She-Hulk, Captain Marvel, Dazzler, Medusa, Nico Minoru, and the Singularity. But given the makeup of the MCU, this obviously can take on other characters, and just like in the comics, the team has had somewhat of a rotational crew, meaning other characters like Kate Bishop, Jane Foster, Miss Marvel have all been part of the team, or at least associated with the team. Now, quite honestly, I think Marvel probably is working towards some sort of A-Force team-up. If you watch how Marvel does in theaters, ensemble and team films almost always do better than individual outings. This is one of the reasons so many movies have guest stars, and I do believe Kevin Feige very well might be working on A-Force in the near future. Now, who's a member of that team and how it comes to life obviously will be a bit different from the comics, but since we are drifting towards Secret Wars, and the Secret Wars we're getting does seem to be very similar to the 2015 version, I do believe that story really will serve as a template or even a roadmap. Now, obviously, we're going to follow everything She-Hulk and A-Force very, very carefully. Obviously, we're going to cover everything Marvel Studios, A-Force, and Secret Wars, so make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and don't miss any of the updates. But until we know more, what do you guys think? How would you feel about Tatiana Maslany leading an A-Force crew in the MCU? And, based on the current members of the MCU, who do you think the other team members will be? Tell me what you think in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you hit like, click subscribe, and if you don't ring that bell, you won't get any updates. Peace.